And calls to control crime on BART. There's now a public plea to deploy California Highway Patrol officers to BART stations after weeks of reported violent crimes. Our James Torres is talking with Bay Area leaders about the idea. He's live in Oakland now, James, and why it's likely it will not happen.
Yeah, Garcia, this plea isn't coming from BART at all. It's actually coming from the Bay Area Council that says the agency is not doing enough to handle some of the violent crimes we've been hearing in headlines over the last few weeks. But BART says it's doing what it can to make sure those trains still stay safe. According to BART's police department, violent crime is down 6% compared to this time last year. However, ask some people who ride every day, and they'll tell you stories.
One night, one person actually spit in my face because I tried to dislodge his confrontation with a senior fellow.
You got drug addicts, people smoking marijuana on the BART, cigarettes, drinking liquor, and it's just crazy.
In July, police reported a man pushed a woman in front of an incoming BART train at Powell Station. Earlier this month, police arrested a man accused of slashing a woman's throat at 24th and Mission. And now, officers are still searching for someone who stabbed a man to death outside the Embarcadero station Wednesday morning.
What's going on around us bleeds into our system. And so we have to keep control of our stations.
Robert Rayburn is a BART board director representing parts of Oakland and the East Bay. He doesn't deny these headlines are terrifying, but says BART is taking all the steps to make it safer, which include installing new fare gates and doubling police forces since the beginning of the year.
We're doing a good job in protecting our passengers. I'm not going to say that late at night there's not an issue. I would love to have additional officers during our late night service. But during the daytime hours, I think that you can find lots of solace in strength in numbers on board BART trains.
The Bay Area Council, calling for CHP assistance, says BART needs to do more. Its CEO says while crime might be down overall, hearing these recent violent stories is too much, and BART should be crying for help.
I think it somehow goes against their nature to really get serious about this problem. And they only do it when they feel the pressure is on. And okay, we're going to bring as much pressure as we can, because it's not okay for people to feel unsafe or actually be unsafe. We're talking about real crimes that are being committed here.
Help from the state, however, will not come in the form of CHP officers, like we've seen in Oakland over the past few months. The governor's office says BART is its own agency with its own board and own police department, and not the responsibility of the state. But more officers and reinforcement is what some riders want.
I've seen just a few, not too many. Just a couple walk through, but nothing out of the ordinary.
You see more of the safety people with the blue jackets on and the ones with the gray jackets on for ticketing, but you don't see too many polices on there. And that's what we need. We need to have their presences on the BART train walking through back and forth so people can feel safe.
And a statement from a BART spokesperson yesterday suggests the Bay Area Council use its resources to create a campaign to recruit more officers. BART tells me that they have increased the salary range to try to recruit and retain some of the best police officers possible. They say they've hired a lot more in the past year, and they're now about 18 officers short from being considered fully staffed. Reporting live in Oakland, I'm James Torres, KTVU, Fox 2 News. We'll send it back to you, Garcia.